Hi, welcome to another episode of Ask a Tree Guy, and today I'm going to be your tree guy. I had to start this video over a couple of times, so I'm hoping to do this in one shot. So today, it's story time. It is the end of the workday, and I'll tell you what, I was thinking about millennials today. Yes, I was. I don't know why on earth it is that when Generation X came out, we didn't talk about Generation Y or Generation Z. It just went automatically to millennials. I don't hear anybody say Generation Y. But anywho, millennials. Well, I knew a millennial once, and that millennial ended up getting fired from my job. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to say this guy's name is Rick. Rick was a guy that you could tell right off the bat he had never worked a real day in his life. Rick had a lot of book smarts. Rick was very intelligent. Rick knew a lot of trees. And Rick happened to walk right into an $18 an hour job the moment he came out of college. Rick, unfortunately, had a problem with pride. We had to pick up the slack for somebody that actually went on vacation for a while, which is cool, It happens every once in a while. Someone got to go on vacation, so we pick up the slack for the guy so when he comes back, he's not swamped. Boss told us, hey, go out and get a bunch of permits put out for this guy. And, this specific set of permits was like about 100 permits for a region. That's a lot of permits. That is a lot of permits. That is, like a few days of work just for one guy. So we had to get it done in like a day, maybe day and a half. So 2 guys were on it. Well, Rick, when he heard this, Rick had Rick ideas. Rick did not have a mentality of, this is my job, and I'm going to do what my boss asked me to do at my job. So Rick decided that he wanted to do it all by himself. I spoke to Rick on the phone. I said, hey, Rick, let's get it done. And he said, no, I got it. I said, what? I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I got it. I said, you're sure? He goes, yeah, I got it. I get off the phone with Rick, get a hold of my boss, and I tell him, hey, Rick says he's got it. Mind you, Rick has a very large history of when Rick would be told to go drive somewhere, Rick would not drive there. When Rick would be told, hey, could you do this? Rick would try to do it a different way. So this was Rick's history, and this is what Rick was doing. My boss goes, no, you're not going to do that. And I said, let me get a hold of Rick and talk to Rick. I get a hold of Rick. Hey, excuse me for that. So anyways, I call Rick up, right? I call up Rick, and I tell him, hey, Rick, I said, I just talked to the boss, and we definitely got to work on this together, man. And he says to me, oh, I already got it done. I said, you got what done? And he says, I already got the whole thing done. I said, so you're telling me you got all that done? I said, there's like 100 permits that got to be done, right? Mind you, this is like, within the day, he's telling me this. And he goes, oh, no, I meant just this. I said, no. I said, you told me you were going to do the whole thing. If I didn't say something, we could have been in a huge amount of trouble. He goes, oh, no, well, don't worry about it. We'll just work on this together. I said, Rick, I said, if you just did what we were supposed to do in the first place, that is exactly what we would be doing right now, working on it together. But for some reason, you do not want to listen to what the boss is telling us to do. You want to do your own thing. And now you're telling me the same exact thing that we were told to do in the first place. Because what he was trying to do is just quickly sweep it under the rug. He goes, we'll just do it. And I was like, no. And I told him. I just told him about himself real quick. And I said, look, you just got out of college. I said, you got into this job. I said, this is a good job. Let me tell you something. This is a good job. You cannot find a lot of jobs like we are doing right now. And this is coming from a guy who literally sweat bullets in a lumber mill stacking lumber. And I'm not going to sit around like, yeah, I did that for years. No, I did not do that for a long time. I didn't do that for a long time. I did that for some odd months, and then I ended up, going off into tree service. Because let me tell you something. When you're going in and day out stacking lumber, and you have salt, like if I walked in with any color shirt, black shirt, red shirt, blue shirt, whatever, that you're gonna see the salt that was in my shirt once my sweat dried every single day. And that wasn't just me, that was everybody on the green line doing that. Everybody on the green line. So coming from that kind of experience and all kinds of different jobs, being a forest tech, doing tree service work, working that lumber mill, doing an internship, all that stuff. Coming from that experience, I said, this is a good job. You don't even realize what you got. I said, all you gotta do is this. Just be humble. Just do your job. When they ask you to do something, just do what they ask you to do. You don't gotta say a lot. Don't gotta say much. Just go ahead and just do what you gotta do. And that would build his credibility. That would build his credibility if he just did that. But Rick had Rick ideas. So he was all upset that I decided to, tell this to him. And the next time I had to call him, which was about the job, he didn't even pick up the phone, didn't give me a call back, nothing like that, avoided me. And before you know it, Rick got fired. Rick got fired a few months later, and they said, well, what Rick was doing was he was going to areas that he wasn't supposed to be going to, and he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing, and he was not doing the work that we asked for him to do. Because mind you, we each got our own work trucks, and we just go where they tell us to go, and we do what they tell us we got to do, and that's pretty much it. And you're working all alone, so that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal right there. But yeah, that's just a very serious problem. So all I got to say is, don't be Rick. Don't be Rick. Be humble. Don't be Rick. Don't lose your job in a market where it's so hard to get jobs in the first place. Be humble. Be humble. Just do what you're supposed to be doing at your job, and that's all I got to say about that. So, see y'all on the next video.